Hey guys, Dark Angel here. So, hey, I just want to take and apologize for the delay in the video of the reading of the banker case. Uh, we are going to read it. No worries. Yeah, you're gonna like the outcome of that case. I had to go in and actually do some more extensive research on that case to find the actual overall opinion of the case. And once I found it, I was actually surprised to see it. I was like, "What?" So, yeah, like I said, these cases, they are hidden cases that the courts don't want you to know about. And so, the opinion wasn't readily published. I mean, there was an opinion, but it wasn't actually. I don't know where that opinion came from. If that was a modified version of the opinion, an edited version of the opinion, or not. The opinion, in my opinion, uh, seemed too good to be true. So what I did was I had to go through the library and go through a little program that they have there where they can actually order cases from the archives. So I actually ordered the case from the archives that I do have right. Oh, here it is. Right here. So you can see it. So this one is, I know I showed you guys one the other day. That was a different version of it. But this one came straight from the archives. So I have that version. That's the version I'm going to read to you because that's the version that is of the utmost importance. Also, too, I just wanted to get on here and just say, hey, I am going to show you some undisputed facts about state statutes and their motor codes. Uh, I'm going to be making a separate video on that. Uh, I am going to review to you what the courts and the police do not want you to know about state statutes. Uh, and the interesting thing about this is I discovered this myself when I was looking through our brand new 2023 uh, motor statutes for the state of Washington. I discovered something, and then as I was going down through, it more or less validated the one potential fact about where I was telling you guys in another video, a previous video, about how the Department of Licensing only issues one license plate, one license. So it is a validated fact that the DOL issues one license. Okay, the classifications and or restrictions that is placed on that license, okay, only all it does is just give it authority. Okay, so basically it gives it authority, it gives that license authority to do other things, such as being able to drive a vehicle, a motor vehicle that is over a certain amount of weight, the ability to carry passengers, property, things of this magnitude. Yeah, so basically, that's all the classifications to a license does. It tells you exactly what type of vehicle, commercial, that you are allowed to operate. It does not tell you, okay, like for instance, let me give you an example. So in the video, what I'm going to talk to you about is the here in Washington we call them the revised codes of Washington, the RCWs, or the WACs. Okay. Uh, and what you have to do with the statutes is you have to cross-reference them with other statutes. Okay. So once you cross-reference a statute with other statutes, such as RCW, then you cross-reference it with the WACs of Washington. The actual base of the law or the intent of that statute and its meaning comes out, and it actually tells you what that statute enforces. Okay, so in discovering with the RCWs and what I was telling you about the DOL, Department of Licensing, or some states call it the DMV, Department of Transportation, the DOT. Okay, so you have the DOT, the DMV, the DOL. Okay. The Department of Licensing, what they do is they issue the license. And again, I can't even stress this enough to you. They issue you one license. There is no such thing as a multi-array of license for the operation of a motor vehicle. Okay, there's no classification. Some people say, well, there's a non-CDL and a CDL. Incorrect. That is incorrect, and that is the scam that the state, the courts, and the police have been hiding from the citizens the entire time that driving has been made available to our society. It was recently brought to my attention, excuse me, it was recently brought to my attention when somebody showed me, well, I asked them if they could show me their driver's license. That I wanted to cross-reference and validate something that I had seen, something that I had heard, and I wanted to see if what I heard and what I had seen was true. And sure enough, it was true. Now, if you remember, well, you don't remember because I actually loaded a video, but that video didn't make it. So I'm going to put it in this video. If you remember, I told you guys, this is a CDL right here. Okay. Now, why that's not coming in, I don't know, but let me see if I can fix that, because I want you guys to get an idea as to what I'm talking about. So let's do this. Alright, so I'm going to put it right here. There you go, like that. And there you go. So, okay, so as you can see, it says CDL up here. I don't know if my cursor's pointing at it on the screen or not, but it says CDL right here. Okay, and then for some reason my camera is not working. I don't know what the deal is with that. I'm not getting brightness, I'm not getting anything, so let's see what's going on here. So there we go. There we go. Okay, so let's get this back over here. There we go. Now we're starting to get it back into. There you go. CDL. Now this one's blanked out because this contract has been canceled. So that's the reason why you see the black on it right here in this area right here where that black is at. That's all my personal information. That's all gone. That's all off file. So, but reason, I don't know why that's showing. There we go. Let's do it like that. So for some reason this is just really not trying to cooperate tonight. So yeah, it's not trying to cooperate. But if you can see that, yeah, well that's pretty close, but yeah, it's not trying to cooperate tonight. So I don't know what the deal is, but the point is, yeah, for some reason it's not wanting to cooperate. So it's okay. It's all right. We'll be okay. Um, ooh, yeah, no, there we go. This is Dark Angel, not Lighted Angel. So anyway, on your license, right? It gives you the classifications, what type of restrictions you have, your personal information, and then your number. Okay? So basically, what it's doing is the classification on the license. Now I don't know how it is in most states, but I do know for a fact in Colorado, I do know for a fact in Texas, I do know for a fact in Ohio, and here in Washington, it only classifies, there's only 3 classifications, A, B, and C. Now, I have been told that there is a D. I've never seen one, but I have been told that there is a D. But here in Washington, there is not. Okay, so here in the state of Washington, you only have 3 classifications: Class A, Class B, Class C. And in light of the license itself in the state of Washington, the RCW, it's interesting that it reads in a particular way that if you're not paying attention, you don't even realize what you're reading. And as I said, as I was doing the research on this and reading the new RCWs, and these RCWs was just handed down on May the 2nd, 2023. Okay, so for Washington, the RCW specifically says license required rights and restriction. RCW 46.20.001. The very first sentence says, no person may drive a motor vehicle upon a highway in this state without first obtaining a valid driver's license issued to Washington residents under this chapter. The only exceptions to these requirements are those expressly allowed by RCW 4620.025. Okay, now, did I cross-reference all these? Yes, everything that this book says that I cross-reference, that it mentions as to other, in relation to other statutes, I've cross-referenced. So what I did was basically I just went and got the entire RCW, period. So when I was viewing the RCW, nowhere in its body or on its face does the RCW mention anything about a non-commercial license. Nowhere. Actually, in all actuality, the only place in the entire RCW that mentions a license being issued is under RCW 46.25.080, and that's actually where all of the classifications of the license come in at. And interestingly enough, the only license mentioned in the RCW statute and many state statutes, probably every state statute. So this would be completely up to you guys to go and investigate to see if your statutes actually mention a non-commercial issuance of a license. It just because the statute says no person may drive a motor vehicle upon the highway in this state without first obtaining a valid driver's license issued to whatever state you're in residence under this chapter, okay, that is not a notification of issuance. That's just a note saying that in order for you to move around on the highways, you need a valid driver's license. That's all that is. If you really want to get into the technicality, because you got to keep in mind, what do the courts say? The law is wrote in its technical sense. Statutes are wrote in their technical sense, okay? Not a hypothetically motivated idea, not an assumption. They're wrote in the technical manner. As a matter of fact, in the new RCWs, they attached a note to the new RCWs that's almost to that effect as to what it says. Let's see if I can find it real quick. When I saw that, I was like, interesting that they would actually mention that. However, all the same, these RCWs are long. So let's go here. There we go. There we go. Well, anyway, I'm for some reason having trouble not being able to locate things today. So, oh, here it is. Right in front of me. This act is intended to edit some of the statutes relating to driver's license in order to make those statutes more comprehensible to the citizenry of the state of Washington. The legislator does not intend to make substantial changes in the meaning, interpretation, court construction, or constitutionality of any provision of Chapter 4620. RCW or other statutory provisions or rules adopted under those provisions. This act is technical in nature and does not terminate or in any way modify any rights, proceedings, or liabilities, civil or criminal, that exist. So there you go. And this is straight from the RCWs, the brand new RCWs of 2023, okay? And this is the notation that they put at the end of the publication of the RCWs. So basically what they're doing is they're putting their stamp of approval as to the intent of the RCW, the statutes, and the publication date of the statute, of that statute. Okay, so that's basically what's on that page is what it says, you know, and it actually says intent. So, but as you just heard in part 2 of that little order that it shows for the order of intent, right, it says this act is technical in nature. So when you actually address the issue that I'm going to address, it's in the technical sense, because a police officer, he doesn't have no choice but to follow the law, because of the simple fact is that law is what he's out there enforcing. So I would advise for a lot of people, for everyone actually, to carry your state statutes for licensing and motor vehicles with you when you travel, in your travels, because this is a technical battle that you can win and don't even need to go to court. Because once you go to court, you're going to blow the doors off of them anyway, because they don't have no choice but to honor it. And I'm going to let you know that in light of that, interestingly enough, okay, the states don't have jurisdiction over it either. See, that's something that you, like I said, you're going to have to do your own little investigating, because you're going to have to do some investigating. Okay, you're going to have to do some research, because the first thing you want to do is go and locate your statutes. That's first and foremost. You need to locate your statutes, and you need to read the entire title, chapter, whatever you got. However, every state titles them. Ours is actually RCW 46, which is chapter 46. So, in light of that, what I've done is I've taken and looked at the entire chapter. Now, interestingly enough, our chapter has some serious loopholes in it that by law you can capitalize on. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to be revealing to you what the courts, what the state, the courts, and the police do not want you to know about your statutes. There's a loophole there that actually takes away the jurisdiction of the court. So, with that being said, like I said, I'm going to make this video short, because this was just a video of notice to let you know that we still will be reading the banker case. And now we're going to reveal to you what the state, the courts, and the police do not want you to know about statutes. And yeah, stay tuned for that, because it's coming. Actually, I'm going to close this out, and I'm going to go ahead and get into the video of the statutes, and then I'm going to read the banker case, and then we'll go on back to the manuscript that I was reading from. Okay, so with that being said, this is going to be Dark Angel out for right now, so that I can go ahead and get this out there, and just let you know, stay tuned, people, because it's coming. It's Dark Angel. I'm out. Deuces.